All right, everybody. Phil's back again. Figure I'd just do another quick video. It's a time that I can do it, taking a little bit of a break, pulling over, being all safe and everything. Good for safety. Anyway, take that off. I'm always taking off my hat. Hats off to you. How about I say that? I figured I wanted to make some more clarifications. I noticed that I've been asked about. There are individuals who've looked at me, they've seen me, they say, hey, what are you doing? And they've expressed interest in doing what I'm doing. So I figured, well, let me just do this video here to, I guess, help clarify things a little bit, make things, I guess, a warning, give you a little bit of my experience. Hang on a second, I'll find my notes. All right, here you go. Got them. I brought them up on my iPad. So this way I don't forget my spot like I tend to do because I ramble a little bit. Also, I have maybe I can just read directly from Dr. Simeon's protocol, which said if anybody wants to do this, anything with HCG, please download Dr. Simeon, ATW Simeon, SIMEON. That's the original protocol. I don't know if I can put a link to. I don't know if YouTube will allow links to other websites. I'm not sure of that yet. So to be on the safe side, I'll say Dr. Simeon's HCG. It's called Pounds and Inches Away. Okay, so if you want to do that, I'm combining two things. I'm doing water fasting as well as using the HCG protocol, which I modified slightly to fit my particular somotype, which body type. Sorry, I'm a meso-endomorph. I don't think anybody's exactly like endo, meso, or ectomorph purely, but in case somebody out there is, well, good for you or bad for you, it's you, not me. But I'm a mixture of the two. So, and because I'm also going by my experience of fasting, so I'm not just telling you something that somebody else did, reading it off, just say, hey, do that, when you could just do that yourself. Go download that thing and read it. I'm telling you, like, it's from my experience, so I'm somebody who's doing it. HCG. Two things you need to be aware of. Number one, there's a big old truck coming by. Hold on a second. And he's gone. All right. Two things, as I was saying. You need to be, another truck is coming by. That's why that happens. I guess I park by here where the trucks go. Another thing that I needed to say, first of all, is that you're going to get chills. You might hear, or you might see on forums if you go online, HCG, I'm feeling chills. No, I'm not, sorry, not chills. Lethargy. The lethargy. I have definitely felt the lethargy. I feel like, things I'm used to doing, it's like, it's hard. More, I can do it. It just takes a little bit more effort. I have to think about it more. Like getting up in the morning. I'm not sleeping all that well, which is another thing I need to address in another video. But it's like a type of insomnia. I get up in the morning, I gotta get up out of bed. I'm sitting on the edge of the bed. It takes me 10 minutes almost to wake up now. So it's not, okay, yeah, is it a price that you pay to drop the fat off of you that you want to get rid of? Okay, look at it that way. But what's happening is, if you look at Dr. Simeon's protocol, and I will read it right from his protocol, since I have taken the time to actually download it. Oh, come on. Pounds and inches. I don't know if you could see that. Definitely, if you're going, oh, it just turned right back to the page where I was. Okay. He covers this under a section called muscle fatigue. And I'm sorry if you can't see that. I hope you can. There's a lot of reflection here. Muscle fatigue. Okay. He mentions, he said toward the end of a full course. I started feeling it in about 8 days ago. So I've been on there. It hasn't quite been 2 weeks yet. No, it's 18 days. Yeah, it's more than 2 weeks. So yeah, around 10 days. Yeah, it's after the first week I started feeling the lethargy. And it mentions here when a good deal of fat has been rapidly lost. Okay. Some patients complain that lifting a weight or climbing stairs requires greater muscular effort than before. Yes, it feels like it. This phenomenon which disappears soon after the end of the treatment, is caused by the removal of abnormal fat deposited between, in, and around the muscles. And yeah, the muscles, my arm feels like not muscle anymore, it's muscle. It's shmooshy, all bushy. That, I measured it. I'm down to like 17. Like, but I know the muscle cells aren't going away, so I can deal with this. I gotta do what I gotta do. Anyway, the removal of this fat makes the muscles too long. So in order to achieve a certain skeletal movement, say the bending of an arm, the muscles have to perform greater contraction than before. With a short while, the muscle adjusts itself perfectly to the new situation. So in other words, it's one of those things, this will pass. But, the other thing is, he mentions in the last paragraph there, this phenomenon does not occur in patients who regularly take vigorous exercise and continue to do so during treatment. Interesting, he says not to exercise during treatment. So, you know, mind you, this was done back in 1952, if I remember correctly. So, take that for what it's worth as well. But yes, you'll feel that. And I likened it to bench pressing. If you bench press, people who are powerlifters, I do it raw. What's called raw is you don't wear a powerlifting shirt. A powerlifting shirt is a shirt that's like 4 sizes too small, very, 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 almost unforgiving, lycra type of a shirt. When you put it on, you're like this. And so when you lift the weight, it kind of helps you lift the weight up. So it's like a compression. When you take the shirt off, first of all, it's like, oh, it feels great to have the shirt off, but you're now working differently. You know, with a shirt you can bench press, let's say 500 pounds, but without that shirt, you're 4.25, 450. So that adds to your bench, 450 to 500. That's the difference between first and third place sometimes. So, but they don't have you people with shirts competing against those without shirts. 2 different categories, but I digress again, and I just lost my display. The other thing that I wanted to address, please bear with me again, is, so that's the lethargy. You beware, you'll feel lethargy. It's not because you're not getting enough water, which you should get a gallon, at least a gallon a day. That's 4 liters. Call it 4 liters. You should be okay. I'm extra heavy, so I got to drink a little bit more than that. Adjusted to your, this is when where you have to think. You got to use your brains, use your mind. Critical thinking is a must. That's why I think a lot about proper definitions. Extremely important. The other thing I wanted to cover was, what was that? The fast. That's the chills I was thinking about. That's why I said that word. Fasting chills. I get chill. It's summertime. Everybody in the house likes the air conditioner on. I go in the house. I'm cold. Outside, I feel pretty good. What's that telling me? I've always been just the opposite. Flip that one. Flip that script. I was always overheated. In the wintertime, hey man, open up the window, you can turn the heat off, kind of thing. Almost. Well, everybody else is freezing. But the body fat that I had, affected me. And it's not just so much that it's insulation. I'll tell you something about body fat. The adipose tissue, what that's capable of. Remember I mentioned before that your fat, your body is it has a mind of its own separate from you, and your fat has a mind of its own separate from you and your body. Very interesting, but I actually found studies that actually, we'll back up what I'm saying. I'm not just making this stuff up. I guess I speak kind of like bro science, but there's science behind the bro science. That's just the way I speak. That's how I do it. All right, so now, fasting chills. What's happening is when you're water fasting, not just fasting, water fasting. When you're water fasting, you're not taking in anything. And if you're not taking in anything and you're just drinking water, people say, oh, you're flushing your system. Yeah, well, what are you flushing out? Everything, including minerals. Minerals, and one of the minerals are your electrolytes, are part of the minerals. I mean, yes, potassium, sodium, yes, but then your magnesium, your calcium, and one other thing that's a mineral that you kind of wash out of your system, and that's iodine. Your thyroid needs iodine. Well, what does your thyroid do? Your thyroid helps to regulate your metabolism. But what's your metabolism? Conversion of the calories ingested in burning, if you want to call it burning calories. Well, when you burn something, what is the byproduct of that? Heat. So it regulates your body temperature. You have a low temperature, chances are your thyroid's having a problem. Well, if my thyroid is having an issue, because I'm not getting any iodine, because I quit using iodized salt, and I'm not eating any seaweed or anything like that, or taking my regular iodine supplements, then it comes down, I feel chilly. That's why I had mentioned before, I recommend a good iodine supplement. Nascent iodine, Nascent iodine. That's what I would recommend. That works, I think, best. There's also potassium iodide. I would recommend. I wouldn't take that when I'm water fasting, because okay, I'm putting in potassium and iodine, but potassium needs a balance. Now I need sodium, which is why they iodized salt. Best way for folks to get. You don't need all that much iodine. So by iodizing the salt, adding a little iodine to the salt, then put it in the box and all that for us to use on our food, helps us get the iodine we need, because we need just enough micrograms a day, really. A few micrograms is fine. But long story short, that's probably your issue. You could pour some iodized salt in your hand. You know, that's one thing. But then you don't want to do that too much, because now your sodium's going up without any potassium to balance it. A good fulvic acid. Fulvic acid, you can, if you buy that, you can add that to your water. You're not adding any calories, nor carbohydrates or proteins, so your macros with. If you're looking, look, I just want water. Okay, that'll be fine. That's the other thing I would recommend. Ideally, yeah, get that before you start your water fast. Get that, because if you're water fasting on HCG, you're getting both of these things together. You're going to get the lethargy, and you're probably going to get the chills. Lethargy is not necessarily bad. Nobody likes to feel it, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Watch the scale. I don't weigh myself every day. It's been recommended you weigh yourself every day. I ain't got time for that. You might. I ain't got no time for that. A few days, maybe 4 or 5 days, I'm on it. I try once a week. I'm on it. That's been my habit for years. Although for years I've been failing, this time I got it. Got you, fat. You going down. So, or should I say the scale weight is going down, because that's really what's going down. Again, I'm using the fat that I had. I'm not losing any fat. The fat cells are still there. They'll be there when I'm done. They'll just be empty or close to it. That's why I like it. Or that's why I want it. So I haven't really been that kind of thin since teenage years. So, actually, okay, right when I got married, okay, I was 165 then. I went from 165 to 319. Shame, ain't it? Oh, well, anyway, oh yeah, nice neck crack. I know y'all ain't hear that, but that felt good. You just don't crack your own neck. Just see how it feels good. All right, I'm gonna celebrate with a little sip of seltzer water I got. Oh, man. I tell you what, man. You find your treats where you can find your treats. Right there. And yeah, it's not a plug, but look, that's why I just left there. So, I mean, that's why I got the cup. And it's still cold. I don't want to let it get warm just because I'm running my mouth all this time. Y'all, love you guys. Peace. Anybody who wants to follow along, please do. Click the like, subscribe, hit the bell thing there so you don't miss anything. Like I'm somebody to miss. Anyway, I appreciate anybody who wants to follow along. Thank you so much for your time, because I don't want to waste your time. Your time is valuable as mine is to me. So, y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Hope to see you next time. Phil out. Peace.